Right, 938, and you can see already we've got a lot of water leaking from here. So they've got a makeshift diverter. Now what I need to do here, I'm probably not going to be able to get the camera up to here to see what's actually leaking, because I don't obviously want anything to get wet, but if I pan it up, so you can see, it does look like it's leaking from the pump itself. And it's hot as well, so that is going to be from the pump. I'm going to put my head up there to see if I can see if it's anything coming from above it, but that water is hot, so more than likely it does look like it's going to be the pump. Good afternoon, everyone. It is afternoon, it's 3:30, and yeah, I'm not just starting work, but just not really had anything interesting to record this morning, so I think this is going to be my first interesting job. It is Monday, the 8th of June, and considering that it is the 8th of June, yeah, raindrops, overcastness, lovely British summer. Next week is meant to be like 30 degrees, but this week it's a washout. Now, my first job, it's actually quite a busy day today. I've had more calls come in, so it is going to be a bit of a late one. So I'm going to try and record as much as I can. The first job I'm here to do it's a glowworm with F1, which is low pressure. I did speak to the customer, asked them if they tried topping up. They said they've tried to, but nothing seems to be happening. So I'm not sure which glowworm it is. I haven't been sent a picture of it or anything, but it may be that the plastic handles, if it's the same as the Vaillant filling loops, they might have got rounded, so they might be turning it, but nothing's happening. Maybe the PRV's gone, maybe the AAV's leaking. So sometimes low pressure isn't just as simple as going and top up pressure and leave. Sometimes it's something else. So I'm going to go and have a look, see what it is. After this, I've got a Worcester with a hot water issue. From the picture I've been sent, the pressure's low at the moment. So I don't know if it's overheating because the pressure's low, or if it is a block plate or anything else. So I've got to go have a look at that. I've got another Vaillant 937 with a shunt pump I think it's leaking. I will show you the video when I get to the job of what I've been sent from the customer, and we'll sort of see what's what with that. I've got an F.62 to do on a Vaillant and a standard service on that, so that's a PCB with a service, and then I've got a heat only boiler to go and look at, where when they put the hot water on, the heating's coming on. So it sounds to me like it's a zone valve issue potentially. Have I got anything else? No, I think that's it for today, I think. Oh, and I've also found a new bike for Aryan on Facebook Marketplace. That one's in the E14. I'm working in East London today, so I'm gonna hopefully try and go and pick that up for him today, because he had a fantastic weekend. He can now ride without stabilizers. So my sort of surprise for him is to try and get this bicycle for him, because I think the one he's got currently is a bit too small for him. So when he's riding, his knees are coming too far up, so I can tell he's struggling because it's uncomfortable. So I think he needs a bigger bike. So I found one on Facebook Marketplace, so hopefully I've got enough time to go and pick that up today as well. But anyway, let's get on with some work. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's anything that you guys want from any of the brands that I'm affiliated with, the links to everything is in this video and all my previous videos as well, and all my future videos. But firstly, let's go and see what's going with this low pressure. Well, that low pressure was short-lived because it was literally just low pressure, so I didn't bother filming anything. Checked the PRV, took the boiler case off, everything was fine inside. Customers there have just recently moved in, and they said they haven't really had any other issues before, so that was that. Now, just got to E17, suspected block plate on a Worcester. Let's go and have a look. Okay, here we are. I've got a Greenstar. Oh, the sticker's missing, so I don't know what model it is, but it will probably say inside. First thing I've noticed, pressure's low. Now remember, this was the same issue I had on that last one. So firstly, I think let's top up some pressure and see. Let's get some pressure in and run a hot tap. Then we'll see if that shoots up or not. Right, PRV is dry. So it's not that. Let's get that back in. That was a bit of a struggle to get out. I'll get that back in a minute. But the main first issue I've got here, I think this filling loop is faulty, because it does that, but then it's not actually filling the system. So the issue may not be a block plate, it may be the fact that there's not enough pressure in the system, so the boiler's obviously overheating, but I can't get the pressure to fill, because I think there is a problem with the filling loop. And filling loop is something which I don't actually have in my van. And I know it's going through this section here, because when I undo that, I am getting water out of there. See? So I know it's getting past there, but it's just not filling there. Now I thought if it's blocked in there, if I maybe tap the return ISO or something. But no. So first and foremost, that needs to be addressed before I can start, because even if I do drain it out to change the plate, I won't be able to fill it back up again. So let me speak to the landlord about that first. Right, 938, and you can see already we've got a lot of water leaking from here. So they've got a makeshift diverter. Now what I need to do here, I'm probably not going to be able to get the camera up to here to see what's actually leaking, because I don't obviously want anything to get wet, but if I pan it up, so you can see, it does look like it's leaking from the pump itself. And it's hot as well, so that is going to be on the part. I'm going to put my head up there to see if I can see if it's anything coming from above it, but that water is hot, so more than likely it does look like it's going to be the pump. Right, so I've managed to slow the leak down by tapping the brass collar on the pump, so that kind of proves that it is actually coming from the pump. That slowed it down, but we will need to get a new pump on this. So hopefully either, well, it'll be done this week, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to have a chat with the customer, work out what we can do, and then I'll be back to sort this out. So it's going to be another fun 938 shunt pump. Right, here we go, 831, and this is the older one. So we've got F.62. Let's reset it and let's check the previous fault code. So we've got F.62, 62, F.22, F.22, F.28, yeah. So the last 4 or 5 fault codes are F.62 and F.63. So it's going to get the right board for it. This is probably the R1. Yeah, it is the R1. So let's get the right board out of the van. Let's get that swapped out. Right. Yeah, this is the new bike, well not new bike, the second-hand bike that I've picked up for Aryan. But that's not what I want to show you. I need, which one have I got there? No, that's an old one. I think the back here. Boards. Oh, tell me I've got the right board. Oh, that's a 086. Have I not got a 7? Oh yeah, I do. Oh man, almost pooped myself, because that is the board that we need, the 764. This is for the older Vaillants, the 086 board, the last 3 digits, common focus. I don't want to focus. The 086 is for the newer style, but we've got an older style, so this is the one we need. So let's go and swap that board out. Right, that's the old board. That's the new one in, and to be fair, I've got to do a service on this as well, but 2011 boiler, that is mint. It's got new diverter on it. It's got the new pressure sensor. It's got the copper conversion kit. This actually looks in better nick than some of the newer boilers I come across. Even the AAV is not going. It doesn't look like it's leaked before, unless that's a whole new pump housing kit, but no, very good condition. Right, let's power it on, because we might get an F70, let's see. We shouldn't do. Yeah, no, sweet, cool. Right, so that's that done. Now I'm going to do a drop test first and then start with the service. Okay, this is the heat only where they're having to put the heating on. No, when they put the hot water on, the heating's coming on. This 2-port was on here. This 2-port was on there. Now, this was open. When I've just put the heating, so the hot water off from the programmer, this is motored shut. But that's on the heating circuit because the cylinder is upstairs. This zone valve, you can see, or here, is knackered. So I've got a feeling what's happened is, that's actually the heating zone valve, that's the hot water zone valve, but someone's got them wrong, the wrong way around, because that's turned off when I turn the hot water zone valve off. So what I am going to do, I'm going to just confirm, open up the wiring center, check my powers on the browns. So when I'm going to go down, turn the heating on, put the thermostat up, check which one I'm getting power to. That will confirm which is the heating zone valve, which is the hot water zone valve, because I can't check by motoring over because that's completely knackered. And then at least I can get that sorted so they can run the hot water if that's meant to go back on there. And then I'll have to come back with another one of these. We've definitely got a faulty zone valve. So I'm just checking the browns. Right now, nothing on that brown, nothing on that brown, but orange. Yeah, I've got 240 on orange. That means that I'm getting 240 from one of the zone valves. I'm going to hazard a guess it's this one. I'm going to flip the power off, disconnect it, and then see what's going on. Alright, let's flip the power back on, and let's see which one of these two. I've disconnected the two oranges. Yeah, that one. Alright, that one I'm getting 230, which I shouldn't be. That one's giving me stray voltage. This is the one that's giving us problems, so it looks like both of them are knackered. Because that's one that's giving me 240 for switch live, when it shouldn't be because I've got nothing on the brown. So we've got two faulty zone valves. Now, I also need to double check which one is corresponding to which, so I'm going to turn the power back off. Actually, I'm going to leave it on, go downstairs, turn on the programmer for hot water, and I'm going to see which of the brown it corresponds to, turn on the heating, see which of the brown it corresponds to, so then we know which of the zone valve is for what, and then I can make a plan what to do next. Alright, so I've just put the hot water on, so let's see which one I'm getting power to. So that's this one, not that one. Yeah, so first of all, someone has put the hot water zone valve on the bloody heating pipework, so that's why every time they're trying to put the hot water on, heating's coming on, because whoever's been here before me has not got their zone valves right. So just to confirm, I'm going to go downstairs, turn the hot water off, put the heating on, and I'm going to confirm that this one, the rattly one, is actually our heating one. Alright, so I've turned the hot water off and just got heating on, so now I should have nothing on here. Yep, and I should have 240 on there, which I do, and now I should have 240 on this orange, which actually I don't, because that's knackered. So we know that the hot water and the heating 2-port have been the wrong way around, but I'm going to need two Drayton 2-port actuators, and that's fine, that's nice, and yeah, so it's literally just the actuator heads. So I need to come back with a pair of those, but I think what I'm going to do for the time being, I'm going to fit the hot water 2-port back on the hot water zone valve. Even though it's giving a permanent live, at least they'll get some form of hot water without the heating being on. That, put that into the off position for now, and then put that on then, and that should sort us out for the time being. Okay, so what I've done, I've put the hot water 2-port back on there, and I've left the heating 2-port off, and I've just put that into the closed position, so you shouldn't get any heat going down the heating circuit, but at least now, yeah, getting heat going up the cylinder, because the cylinder I've been told is up in the loft. That's how I know that's on the right one there. So yeah, don't know what whoever came before me is trying to do, but they've actually made the situation a bit worse. However, I'm on the case and I've just got to get the price agreed and come back with 2 new Drayton 2-port heads. And that's me done for today. It's 20 to 9. I'm gonna go home now.